Hey, what is going on, everybody? So, today I want to talk to you about why you should not tell people your real plans or goals. There's a lot of reasons why you want to keep quiet about it. Some are lesser important, some are more important. But one of the lesser important reasons why is because you can provoke monitoring spirits to get in your way. Oh, yes, a lot of people don't believe in monitoring spirits. But monitoring spirits can usually be in people around you. It's not that these spirits are labeled as monitoring spirits, but they can have the job of a monitoring spirit, and they could be any kind of spirit, right? Like any kind of spirit can play the role of a monitoring spirit. It's not necessarily, oh, he's got a monitoring spirit. It's like, come on, no, a lot of people can have evil spirits in general that do play the role of a monitoring spirit. It's a lot of people that you can come in contact with that can act as guard dogs in the way of you fulfilling your dreams in life. They can act as guard dogs in the way of you walking in your calling. I know that sounds kind of funny, but it's true though. There are some people that lose benefits in you doing what you are called to do because they benefit off of keeping you in a certain position. I had a situation like that in some of my younger years when I was working at this place, and I was doing photography on the side. And every time I brought up how I had a photo shoot to do or something like that, some odd reason, everybody came up with this good idea for me to work overtime. And I started to kind of have this feeling that maybe they did not want me to grow in my career as a photographer because they didn't want me to leave the job. And they had a lot of good reasons for why they didn't want me to leave the job. I was a good employee. But sometimes people will get in your way about you doing something different when they benefit greatly off of what you do right now. And that's a good reason for why you want to keep your goals, dreams, and ideas out of sight of everybody. Like, you can get into stuff, you can do stuff, you can engage in stuff, but be very careful about who you tell your real goals to. Some people can talk you out of it. And the reason why is because some people don't have faith in the idea that somebody can do whatever they desire to do with their life, because either A, they never seen it and they've been indoctrinated in a certain way, or B, it didn't work for them, or it didn't work for them in the way that it can work for you. And so they don't necessarily have the same vision you have. And that's okay. Nobody is supposed to have your vision. Nobody's supposed to share what you and God can see, right? And as a child of God, we have a lot of seemingly unfair advantages in life sometimes. And I'm not going to lie to you, it's not an unfair advantage at all. But the simple fact that God himself will back up what it is he called you to can seem like a very unfair advantage. To a lot of people, it could seem like luck. But at the same time, there's a lot of hard work involved in it. A lot of people would not believe that the gateway to God blessing you is you surrendering your life to him. Is not just the hard work. In fact, you might not even have to work as hard as what people think you do, but you still have to work hard. But the gateway to God opening up doors for you is surrender, not just hard work. But you still got to work hard and work smart too. God is not going to have us to have it easy, because he don't want us being bad stewards simply because we realize how easy it was for us to get in a certain position. When things are too easy to happen, you don't really value it that much. And if I was a father in heaven, I would not raise my children that way at all. So you want to just keep that in mind. The gateway to God opening up doors for you is through surrender. not through just being clever or just being strong, right? It's not given to the wise, it's not given to the strong. You know, it's about surrender. You also need to endure the challenges and obstacles that come your way too, in order for God to really take you seriously about what you're doing. If you let every obstacle and challenge get in your way, then you ain't really for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, one of the more important reasons for why you don't want to talk about what your real goals are to a lot of people, and I've seen this happen in my life quite a few times. This ain't something I seen once. This ain't something I heard somebody else talk about that I didn't want to regurgitate. No, this is something that I actually seen happen more than once. Is because you want to find your gratification in what you do, not what you talk about. And when you gratify yourself by talking about it, it's almost like you lose interest in wanting to actually do it. And this is a huge problem. Like, this is a bigger problem than monitoring spirits and people getting in your way and the devil attacking you and people trying to stop you or talk you out of it. This is a bigger problem because it don't seem like it's working like that. Because you don't see an obvious thing working against you, you think nothing is working against you. You can have everybody in the world rooting for you and you still not make it happen because you already found your sense of gratification and talking about it all the time. It's like you will lose the ability to even want to find pleasure in doing the hard work, specifically because you already found your pleasure in blabbing about it to everybody else. I am real careful about telling people what my real goals are for that reason alone. It's not because I don't want to talk about it to them. It's not because I don't trust them. It's not because I think they're going to be a hater who get in my way. Nothing like that. I don't trust me. You know what I'm saying? I don't trust that I'm going to even want to work hard because I already found my gratification through talking about it all the time. That's why it seemed like, some people in my life, they can have the sense that I don't really do enough hard work toward my goals because they don't really know what they are, right? Like, there's been a lot of things that I started with the intention of them being temporary, dead serious. And to some people, that those can seem like my real goals, but they're not. And sometimes I get people say, man, maybe you shouldn't do this no more. It's not really working out for you all like that. Blah, blah, blah. And it's like, well, it wasn't intended to work out forever. But like you don't want to say that, because then it's going to open up the door for you to talk about your real goals. There can be some people you can talk to about your real goals because you want advice, help, stuff like that. But there is a lot of content out here that you can watch that can educate you on how to be successful at a certain thing. And I want to be clear about this. Godliness is not a means to material gain, okay? But at the same time, it is very difficult to pursue whatever God do call you to without material gain. But being godly is not a means to having stuff in life. I need everybody to find a balance between that. You being godly is about you knowing Christ and you getting to heaven, not about you having stuff. But at the same time, though, seek first the kingdom and all of these things will be added on to you. All of what things? That really just depends on the person and what plans God have for their life. But in the meantime, when you are in a building process, It could seem real slow, but that's just intended for you to build character. So that way, when you do get there, you can be a good steward, and almost each and every day of your life is another act towards surrender. Every day of your life is another act towards surrender. So always keep this stuff in mind. Be careful. Sometimes you can't tell your parents. Sometimes you can't tell your spouse. You can't tell your boss on the job. Oh, definitely don't tell your boss on the job. Because your boss on the job would be like, oh, so who you think you gonna be? Oh, you're gonna be here to make money off of us, to then invest in your calling and your dreams and then leave us hanging after being a good employee all this time. You definitely don't want to say that. So other than that, I do want to thank everybody for listening. If you learned something from this, please hit the like button on the video and follow the page. But other than that, peace and blessings to everybody. Have a good rest of your day.